Today, we're going to walk through the launch of an Eliza agent using Venice API on Akash in just a few simple steps. First, we will go to akash.network and click Deploy Now. Inside the Akash console, you can see your wallet balance on the top right. Follow the Akash onboarding guides to learn how to fund your wallet. Click the Templates button and search for Venice. Click on the Venice ElizaOS template. Click Deploy to start configuring your deployment. This instance is configured with settings for future functionality. We will only be using port 3000 for this example. Go to your Twitter X account and copy your username, password, and associated email address of the account that you will be connecting this agent to. The agent will post to this account. There are a handful of Twitter settings for ability to search, post frequency, and target users to interact with. Set these for your application. We chose a short frequency to show this example. Now you will need to get your Venice API key. Go to venice.ai/settings/API and click Generate New API Key. Name your key, set permissions, and click Continue. You should copy your API key now, as you will not be able to get the full key again later. Go back to the Akash console and paste the API key. Now we need to choose our model, so we are going to head over to the Venice API reference documents found through venice.ai/API. On the List Models section, click Try It, enter your API key, change the type to Text Models, and then click Send. Now you can see all of the models available through the API. Find and copy down the model ID you'd like to use. Go back to the Akash console and paste the corresponding model ID. You will be doing the same thing for the image model. Change the type to image and click Send. Copy the model ID and then go back to the Akash console. Paste the corresponding model ID. If you wanted to disable Twitter functionality, you would delete Twitter after char clients. Now we will be inputting the character card information. We recommend you go to the Eliza GitHub and review characters to better understand the format and type of information that should be included in these sections. We have already prepared this character information beforehand. The more specific you are with this, the more your agent will embody the character you define. Ensure you do not use double quotes in these sections. Separate information by commas. We decided to use a basic example of Snoop Dogg in this example for fun. We have inputted the bio and lore to start, and then provided examples of prompt inputs and responses, similar to what you may provide in a normal API call. Next, we can include examples of posts to Twitter and define the chatting and posting style of the character, as well as adjectives to help further define the character. We're just about done configuring our character. Once completed, we should review our formatting. Now that our character is complete, click Create Deployment. Accept the 0.5 AKT deposit. Sign the wallet transaction when prompted. The deployment is now being prepared to be sent out for bids by CPU providers. Wait for the bids to populate. Choose a provider to host the agent. We recommend only using audited providers. For the highest likelihood of Twitter account connection, we recommend using a provider within the same country that you are located, but this is not a requirement. Accept the bid and sign the wallet transaction. The connection with the provider is being configured. The connection has been successful, and the provider is deploying the instance. You can now see that instance has pulled the Docker image and is starting the agent. Click Logs to check the status of the agent startup. We fast-forwarded about 2 minutes as the Docker container installs all dependencies and runs the startup script. You may need to refresh the page for the logs to show. Click Logs to get back to your logs. The startup script is properly running. You can see the character being loaded. These logs show all of the processes being run within the ElizaOS framework. Here you can see the Snoop character was loaded and is properly running. And here you can see the Venice provider was configured properly. Here you can see that the Twitter integration was successful. Below, we'll begin to see all the actions the agent is taking. The agent is reviewing information within the feed and building memory to improve its interactions. Click Leases to find the forwarded port that leads to port 3000. Click the port, and you should see this page in your browser. Copy the provider information. Head over to Postman or another platform to configure your API call to interact with the agent. Paste the provider URL and send the GET request. You will see the agent ID that we will use to interact. Copy the agent ID and then create a post API call. This is how you interact with the agent through API. Paste the provider URL and agent ID, and then change the text to your user prompt. We will ask the agent its name to ensure our character card configured properly. Now you can see the responses clearly from Snoop Dogg. Our character was configured properly. Now, head over to the Twitter account that you configured for the agent. You can find it in your Akash SDL if you forgot the username. And there you go. The agent is properly posting to the configured Twitter account. Congratulations on launching your ElizaOS agent using Venice through Akash.